How are you doing, everyone? It's me, TheDomotaku, here today with Masamune-Kun's Revenge, episode 6. So I was just doing Kuzu no Honkai, Fuka, and I'm just like, episode 6 for Masamune? We are halfway done with all the series that I'm currently watching or talking about on the channel. And I'm just like, damn, that was fast. So anyways, halfway point for Masamune-Kun. I have a big question about this series, but so far, I actually knew what was gonna happen this episode because I kind of spoiled myself in my manga over there, the third volume. So the third volume goes up to this point in the anime, which is surprising. This is the halfway point for the anime, and I'm just like, wait, so are you saying if I buy 3 more volumes of Masamune-Kun, I'll be done with the whole series, or the anime, quote unquote? Well, that's debatable. For one, because I have the series is ongoing to this day from what I've read and seen on my manga app. So I don't know if episode 12 there's more to it in the manga, so I'll just have to leave my imagination to that and when the time comes. So what's up with Masamune-Kun's at the halfway point? It's still shit. To this day, I still fathom just how episodes 1 through 4 was so strong, with just the focus of Aki and the revenge plan, getting to know her, and then the whole confession thing in the end, and then it all just restarted back to zero and just screwed over with the introduction of Neko, who we still to this episode does not know her backstory, what the hell is her deal. We just sort of know that, she's a liar, she's devious, she's dangerous, and that she has some sort of connection or past history thing with Masamune-Kun, and that is actually confirmed with his mom, because she's like in the episode, oh, I didn't expect to hear her last name again, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh, so there is some sort of connection between these two that we have to figure out eventually later on, right? So aside from that, the only big thing that happens this episode is that, Masamune-Kun has doubts. Even me personally, I thought that this girl was great. At the episode 2, I thought that the class president was great. It's like, you know what? That was your out for Masamune-Kun to stop the revenge plan and just go live a happy life for this girl. Forget Aki, right? And then I'm faced with the same thing over again in this episode where, these, Masamune-Kun and Neko are having a great time in the house. They're eating food, they're sort of similar, they think the same way, and he's sort of he would fall for her technically. If he's contemplating himself, if I didn't have this revenge plan, what would my relationship with this girl turn out to be? And just it's super, it's super controversial or whatever. He's doubting himself, or he's thinking about it to an extent, because with Aki's relationship at this point, it's screwed. It's I would forget about that whole thing. It's done. It really is done. So the big thing that happens in the end of this episode was Neko going to Masamune-Kun's room, finding the photo of him as a kid and with Aki, and now she knows the secret. And that's just I don't know, man. I don't know how much I can take of this dang series. But so that's what happens, the cliffhanger. I know what happens a bit after in the next episode, because there's a tidbit in the manga that shows the next episode or the next scene or the next thing that happens. So yeah, I kind of know what happens. But anyways, aside that fact, my big question for this series is if they will actually complete it at 12, or it's gonna be an ongoing thing in the manga, right? That is my big question. So this series, it's the perfect sort of series to have that sort of thing where you end it at 12, but then there's still more shit going on in the manga because it's a long ass series. You could technically have this series run as long as you want, because towards the end, I think the end goal of this series is really the revenge plan and making him fall in love with Aki, fall in love with him, right? That is essentially the goal for the series, and unless they do that in episode 12 and shit happens, then this series can never end. So I have not read the manga at all. I've read the manga from what I have in the first 3 volumes, right? But from what I see in my manga app, the manga series is still ongoing in translation technically. And unless they complete the series at 12 and it's concluded, then there's no end to this series, and it's an ongoing thing in the manga. Unless there's a season 2 for Masamune-Kun or whatever the hell, then this series will not conclude in episode 12 when they finally think. So here's my plan, or here's my thought, right? You either have him do the revenge plan thing at 12, or you know, you have the revenge plan happen in the series, and then you have Masamune-Kun actually fall in love with Aki, and then it turns into the relationship thing and whatnot, right? That's my thinking for the series. But if that does not happen, then, you know, probably episode 12, he, like, I don't know, fixes his relationship with Aki, and that's the end of the season, or episode 12, right? And then the rest, it's in the manga. Now, that's the worst case scenario that happened, but I could see this happening, right? Because it's almost like Nisekoi. Nisekoi had, like, a very, like, you know, like, it's a simple concept, like, oh, Raku, and then the girl with the key, and whatnot, and then they just extended that whole shit to, like, a bunch of, like, you know, like, it took so long for the series to freaking end, right? But then with this series, I see the same thing with it. You have the revenge plan being the thing that's gonna extend this series super long. Unless they do it, then that's gonna be a thing. And to be honest, I'm whatever with that. So I'll see what happens next time. Subscribe and stay tuned for episode 7. We'll see what happens then. Like the video if you like this episode and you like Neko, because, you know, Neko's maybe better than Aki in a sense, I guess. And leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next video on the TheDomotaku channel. So stay tuned, guys. Take care, and matane.